It's not a secret. Modern men today are petrified of their wives. These are men who run into burning buildings. They're cops, soldiers, CEOs, surgeons, builders, built to handle pressure, stress, risk even life or death. But the moment they come home, they fold, terrified of upsetting the emotions of one woman, scared they forgot to take the chicken out of the freezer, scared she'll be off if they say the wrong thing. Grown men acting like little boys afraid of their mommy. And this next clip shows you exactly what I mean.
In our house, we have what we call Navy showers.
I'm not allowed to take long showers because Stephanie wants to save water for the water bill. I go in, turn the water on, rinse my body off.
Cut the water off. Lather your body down. Make sure you get every area so you don't miss anything, because you can't come back to it.
Turn it back on, rinse the soap off my body.
And get out.
I don't really get to watch my full body. Like, I'm a grown-ass man. I should be able to just get in there and take a manly shower.
Turn it off!
To keep her water bill down, Stephanie found a way to make sure Patrick sticks to a 2-minute shower.
Right now, Patrick!
Okay. Stephanie has a baby monitor.
I can still hear you.
Damn.
What you just saw isn't some rare exception. It's everywhere. Millions of men live like this every day. This is the dynamic where she wears the pants and he submits entirely, because he's too afraid of the consequences that come with speaking up. How this happens? I break this down in detail in my video titled, How Men Are Trained to Give Up Their Freedom in Relationships. I suggest you check that one out as it explains how it happens. I've left a link to that in the description. The bigger question is, what exactly are men afraid of? What makes strong, capable men crumble without a fight? Why do they comply without even being asked? This next clip gives you a clue.
Babe, say that again. Say it again.
Every guy's a little bit scared of their wife, and that's just what it is.
I didn't know this. You're scared of me?
I'm scared of dealing with the emotional you, which is different than a normal you.
So you have to like talk yourself up before you tell me something that you think is going to make me emotional, or what?
I gotta figure out how I want to say it.
This is like a
I
plan
gotta get
thing.
the wording down. I gotta get the correct verbiage. If I want to ask you to go play golf, it's like, okay, how am I gonna go about this? I gotta wait till she's in a good mood. I gotta, get everything right.
There's timing to it.
There's timing for sure. You would be a fool to ask when you're already in a bad mood or something else just happened.
Wow.
Timing.
I
tone.
didn't know you went through this.
You gotta sandwich the, you gotta compliment, news, compliment,
Do some things.
do the thing you like.
Just look at how women responded in the comments to that clip. If it's ever gonna work, they gotta be a little bit scared. That's the formula now? Fear is the glue that holds relationships together? I'm not married, but my boyfriend says this a lot. My husband says the same. That's a smart man. Smart man. My husband also said, yes, looking into my eyes. They say this with pride, like male submission is a sign of intelligence. Girl, he is seasoned. Well done. Seasoned, like meat, tenderized, obedient, and ready to serve. Congratulations, your man is scared of you. You've done well. This isn't fringe. This is normal. Fear is being marketed as relationship maturity. Like a man who knows how to walk on eggshells is somehow more evolved. And society doesn't just allow it, it finds it funny. Now take this picture. Who is your hero? Dad. Why? He is brave. Is there anything your hero is frightened of? Mom. And somehow we all laugh. Now imagine this flipped. Imagine a TikTok video where a woman says, I just stay quiet around my husband. I don't know how he'll react if I say the wrong thing. Would people laugh? Would they say the wife needs to be afraid of her husband? No, that would be called emotional abuse, toxic masculinity, a controlling relationship. Because when a woman is afraid, society calls it trauma. But when a man is afraid, society calls it a healthy marriage. Here's the twisted irony. Men in these relationships start behaving like grown-up children. They move carefully like a boy trying to avoid trouble with his mother. And women, they see it happening. Like asking your mom to do something. They joke about it, because deep down they recognize the dynamic. The roles have shifted. She's the one setting the rules, he's the one asking for approval. Remember when you were kids and you eat something and you're afraid your mom will know? Now that's me in a house, I buy everything. He's a grown man, paying the bills, building the life, and still living like he's afraid to get caught. Over time, she starts to feel like she's managing a child instead of building a life with a man. And that is exactly why you see women in the comments saying things like, "That's a smart man." Because to them, a man who's afraid of upsetting her emotions is seen as trained. As if the goal isn't respect, it's obedience. But respect and fear don't live in the same house. And the more he obeys, the more the relationship slips into the dynamic she can't unsee. And here's the part no one wants to admit. Many women like the control, at first. It gives them emotional safety, consistency, and control. But control comes at a cost, because the more she leads, the more he follows, and the more he follows, the less she respects him. Women don't respect men they can control. They may enjoy the power temporarily, but they lose attraction the moment they feel like they're parenting. And that's exactly what happens. These women start taking control, shape the rules, and create the fear that gives them that power. But then they get exhausted, because now they're cleaning up after a little boy, constantly reminding, instructing, and managing him. And eventually, they resent him for it. But here's the kicker. They're the ones that created this dynamic in the first place. So what exactly are men afraid of? This clip gives you the answer.
I'm scared of dealing with the emotional you.
They're afraid of her emotional volatility, the version of her they can't predict and can't control. One moment she's fine, the next she's cold, irritated, or crying or angry over something that made perfect sense in her head, but feels like chaos to him. He's afraid of disappointing her and dealing with her crazy side. If they aren't a tad crazy, it isn't fun. He doesn't know which of the personalities he'll get. In order to avoid the emotional ups and downs, he simply gives in and gives her what she asks for, because to him, that's easier than weathering the storm. And here's what most men never realize. That emotional storm, it's part of her power. This is how many women gain leverage in a relationship, through soft power. She may pick a fight, withdraw, go silent, cry, or look disappointed. Her reactions train him over time, conditioning him to avoid conflict by giving her what she wants. And make no mistake, many women know exactly what they're doing. They use emotion as influence, not always consciously, but consistently. Because it works. And that right there is what he's afraid of. The emotional aftermath. The storm, the shutdown, the spiral. That's the consequence he's trained to avoid. And here's the irony. That same man, if someone broke into the house at 2 a.m., would be up in an instant, adrenaline pumping, weapon in hand, ready to protect his home and the woman beside him. He can handle physical danger. He can confront chaos. He's built for stress, pressure, and even real risk. But when she sighs, when her tone shifts, when she pulls back emotionally, he crumbles. The man who would throw himself between her and a violent threat shuts down when she's upset over how he said something at dinner. The truth is, if he can face stress in the real world, he can handle this if he understands the strategy of how. So what's the solution? Stop trying to fix her emotions. Start stating what you're going to do and do it. Then calmly stay present while the storm passes. That doesn't mean you ignore her or act like you don't care. It means you don't abandon your own sense of direction just to avoid tension. You can listen, stay calm, and hold space without losing your spine. That's leadership. That's presence. Let her cry or rage or spiral. Let her be upset, emotional, unpredictable. You stay grounded. You don't flinch. You don't react. You don't explain, chase, or apologize for breathing. Because when you shrink to avoid conflict, you hand her the leadership and surrender your authority. It's the mother dynamic all over again. When boys are small, guilt works. A disappointed look from mom can change their whole mood. But when boys grow into teenagers, the guilt loses power. Why? Because they stop bending to it. Mom doesn't lose control because the boy became cruel. She loses control because he stopped crumbling. That's what men need to do. Hold your frame. Speak your truth. Stop filtering everything to keep the peace. Stop acting like a boy avoiding punishment. She doesn't respect the nice guy who gives her everything. She respects the man who doesn't fold when she pushes. She'll test, she'll try to take control, but deep down she wants the one who stands his ground. If you're afraid of your wife, you've already lost your freedom. And that doesn't mean doing whatever you want, it means leading without fear. Because the moment you start operating from fear, you stay trapped in the very prison people now call marriage. So when the storm comes, don't run, don't fix, don't react, just stay present and let it pass. It will pass. Another one might come tomorrow, let that one pass too. She's not the problem, your fear of her is. And over time, she'll realize she can't control you through emotion. She stops pushing because it stops working. And that's when respect begins. Because once she knows you won't bend to her moods, she will finally see that you have a backbone. If you found this video insightful, you might like another one on a similar topic. Click on the thumbnail to watch or keep exploring. Also, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel.